Well, look, I don't think these hearings changed anybody's minds. I fully expect the House to impeach the president on largely a party line vote, and I fully expect him to be acquitted in the Senate on largely a party line vote. If people went into this assuming that the president was clearly undermining the nation's interest for the sole purpose of gaining dirt on a political rival, then your views have been strengthened. But the president is going to sit there and say, I get to set foreign policy. I get to decide who my emissaries are. I had a legitimate reason to have a more suspicious view of the Ukrainians based on things that I was hearing and my emissaries were hearing about 2016 election meddling, about potential corruption, or actually a lack of seriousness on the Ukrainians' part to pursue corruption investigations, including Burisma and possibly including the Biden.
The entire world has been watching Hong Kong closely over the past several months. Of course, with an election coming forward, one of the branches of that government is going to see whether or not there might be some change or some transition there. We should watch very closely to see whether or not violence does in fact erupt. Of course, over the past week or so, we really have seen an uptick in violence, and so we need to watch very closely to make sure that fundamental human rights and the freedom of average Hong Kongers is being preserved, even as they take to the polls.
You can say whatever you want about President Trump, but he has given Iran a really bad day. This is on top of everything else that happened. Protests in Lebanon against Iran, protests in Iraq against Iran, and then the most serious protests we've seen in Iran since the Green Revolution. Because of the pressure that the administration has put on, he's really put this regime in a very tight spot.
I have to admit, I'm very pessimistic. China's made lots of promises about intellectual property. But let's keep in mind, a lot of the cyber theft is being done by the Chinese military or the Chinese government. So it's not a bunch of hackers in somebody's basement. It's the Chinese government itself that's doing it. So how credible are these promises going to be?